Welcome back. 2023 NXL World Cup. Going down center court, Hurricanes taking on Red Legion. Edmonton Impact taking the field to play NRG Elite. I'm Matty Marshall, blessed to have paintball legend Thomas Taylor from Infamous with a nice little win in that first match against Notorious. They're looking pretty good. To help us call this set, also paintball legend Rich Telford. So, Thomas, Hurricanes, Legion, what do you think about this one? Because the Hurricanes got off to a terrible start yesterday with that loss to Notorious.
Yeah, you know, I think Hurricanes got caught off guard. Didn't know how to regroup in there, but I think they're actually going to do really well in this match. Just the style that Russians were playing and the style they play, this should be a close one.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Hurricanes, I talked to Mike Bianca. They definitely had a real solid meeting to figure out what they did wrong. One of the biggest things they did wrong was get 4 penalties. They had 3 penalties all year, and they got 4 in one match.
Well, with their style of play and playing that pocket, you do not want penalties. That's a death wish.
Yeah, on this field, if you lose the outside guys or if you get a penalty, you're in a tough spot. You're not going to win a lot of 3-on-5s out here.
Oh, they get a kill off the right, Rich.
Red Legion taking the walk early, 4-on-5 advantage here for the Hurricanes.
Well, Sergey's going to scamper up to get to the laydown door, and then here comes Malloy to fill out, taking over for Kuzman.
Yeah, slightly different look here. Red Legion with 2 attackers at the center of the field. Hurricanes with 5 guys inside the pocket, not going forward, not going outside. They do make a move from the Landry Logistics to the snake insert box.
When you're seeing a lot more of this now, Rich, it's already evolving to people trying to find 2 middle bunkers to cross it up, right?
Yep.
Whether it be the wedge or the little brick, 2 wedges, you know, the tower. Like, people are just trying to figure out how to
2
cross it
bunkers.
up. Yeah, really.
And 2 bunkers.
Well, Thomas, you know, you guys went up, and then you went to, and you can see here on our screen with our telestration, you guys went hardcore, hey, 5 alive, come get us. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't dig you out of your spots.
Absolutely not. Hurricanes making a little mistake here, though. With 5 alive, they only had 1 dude shooting at Malloy, and you could not let that crafty vet get out wide. So I think that was a big mistake on their part there. Yeah. But yes, I mean, this is a field where if you score that first point, you can make it real hard for anyone to ever score again.
Yeah, first point and second points in these matches are going to be crucial.
So Sergey up into that 50 in the center of the field. You can see here on your screen. So, and yeah, Malloy out wide, man. Malloy, did you see that 1-on-2 that Malloy pulled off yesterday, Thomas?
Against us, yes, I watched it.
Did you see it? Were you watching?
I still feel a little sick to my stomach about it, actually.
So
I totally forgot that was against you guys.
How scared were those 2 guys that Malloy was out there? Because they both were hiding really well.
Well, Nate didn't have a gun, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now
that makes
Nate
a lot
wants
more
gun.
sense.
Now Nate wants a gun.
Well, I mean, he could get balls, but he had to reach in and, like, cone 1 or 2 at a time. But I feel like if Nate had run this way.
Yeah, just get out of the stack, right? So
Hey, look at this. Look at this. Double moves up the middle like we talked about. Both wedges. Russians are in there. They got a kill now. 4-on-4. Oh,
yeah. Oh, another one, Matty.
Yeah, Daniel Camp taking the walk here for the Hurricanes, and they are tucked back in the pocket with Legion with 2 attackers up that gut, that middle of the field. And we've kind of seen this. You know, the strategy has gone back and forth because if you're attacking up the center, people have to put pressure that way. It can open up things on the side, and then what's the score at that point in time? So but it's looking good right now for Legion.
And like you always say, Matty, if you're going to play defense, you got to stay alive and you got to make your shots. The Hurricanes are not staying alive and they're not making the shots. Red Legions have gotten Malloy into the snake now. 2 attackers in the center of the field. They do lose Sergey, but it's a 3-on-1 advantage for the Red Legion.
Yeah, Sergey traded out with that second to last body, so it's just Nick Ripple, and there's not much he can do. And in fact, Mike Bianca has seen enough. He's going to towel that to preserve that time because he knows Legion's now going to be going up by 1. So yeah, Hurricanes just again
still struggling with the same thing they struggled with yesterday. I mean, they look exactly the same. They have 5 guys in the pocket. They actually had the first kill, but yet the other pocket is advancing against them and creating more pressure, and then they're letting guys fill out. So it's like, oh, look inside because someone's pressure. Oh, then we let them fill outside, and they're playing reactionary paintball, which is not their normal style.
Thomas, that's a good point. I mean, ideally, when you're playing well, you're the one dictating the pace and the action in the game, and your opponents are reacting to you. That's when things are going well. Now, obviously, it gets very chaotic occasionally. It's not always going to work every single point, but at least they didn't get a penalty in that one because that was their Achilles heel in the first one.
Step forward for them.
But yeah, still not getting off to a great start here, but only down 1, a lot of time left. Well, and then now we're seeing Edmonton Impact take the field here to play NRG Elite. And Rich, we talked about how well the snake package looked for NRG Elite yesterday with Bowen and Geiger. But they're losing a body here off the break. But they shoot 2.
Their whole snake side off the break and shooting 1. So you don't want to go 2 for 1 there.
No, and again, that's part of that winning that package, right? If you can get kills on this side and you get your guys out here live, Geiger and Bowen are going to have an advantage every time, right?
Yeah, so and sure enough, they're at the 50-yard line. Didn't have anyone in front of them with those nice off-the-break shots and ripping lanes inside.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Impact's back center is shot in his foot, but it's now into the bunker, so we'll call it good.
Impact down to 3 players left alive, 2.5 if you count the back center guy who's cheating.
And but he did just shoot the Laval just shot the 50 snake wrapping. So now we have a 3-on-4.
And what I don't like there, Thomas, and what I did like yesterday was Geiger was following up this Bowen and the snake. So if Bowen got shot out, Geiger was right there. If they went to run Bowen, Geiger was right there.
Just think if Geiger had just gone to the God, he would have destroyed Laval shooting
100%.
him, and then they're still up 3-on-2, and he's wide.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to get into the snake when you already have a guy in the snake, right? When you lose that guy and there's a lot of real estate between you and that guy, you have a lot of opportunities to get killed against a good team. Impact now moving to the center of the field, I believe, with Brandon Cornell. Geiger sees that, gets out to the corner, makes a great fill into the snake. Brandon does see him go in there. Hopefully Geiger didn't rush that. He has a little Geiger gets the kill there.
Yeah, shoots Laval. Here comes Brandon Cornell with a big read and react and gets all the way across clean. And they're going to do battle here down this sideline in the snake as Geiger's going to dip into the cut inside and post up and then actually look inside.
Yeah, Brandon gets him, though. Geiger goes inside. He's got to take care of his mirror before he goes inside like that.
So Brandon Cornell feasting here to turn the tables on this snake side, which they had completely lost here, Thomas.
Completely lost. I mean, Cornell's having a point right now.
Yeah, it was a 3-on-5, and now Impact's going to win this point in a 2-on-1 Impact advantage.
That was a real good point from Brandon Cornell. Had to come all the way over here, get a couple kills, and
still got that hit on his foot from back center. It only counts, Dalton, if the referee sees it. You're good. Is it just dragging his feet into the station?
Don't hit the button. Oh, now he looked at it. He's like,
let Brandon hit the buzzer, Dalton. What are you doing?
Did I get that all off my foot? He's like, let me show the ref my pod, make him think
he's like, hey, can you look at this? Hey, dude, Jedi mind trick him, Dalton.
Don't look at my foot.
Jedi mind trick him.
Oh, he got most of it off.
It'd be so funny if the referee's like, yeah, man, you got shut your foot back there. That's a heater.
The foot's is just a suggestion. It's like, hey, just check, barrel hits and foot hits. Just tuck those in.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little too high. Hey, listen, but that's not why Impact won that. Whether Dalton was hitting his foot or not, everybody that's listening, we're just joking around. Dalton's a phenomenal paintball player. Impact won that because NRG didn't simply follow their snake player up and capitalize on the win.
Yep. They shot 3 guys on the snake side and let Brandon Cornell go through and win on the snake side. He was literally the 4th guy on the snake side.
As a coach, that has to be the most frustrating thing in the world.
Well, looking at Brandon Cornell, one of the heroes in that last point here for Edmonton Impact. Great move. There's $500 at stake in the prelims, courtesy of Pate Smith Law, for best individual performance in a point. And I don't know if you heard yet, but he's putting up $5,000.
I did hear that, and I know who has the best prelim move so far.
Who do you think?
It's Sunday.
Sam Silver.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Sam's not even close. He had a 5-pack, and he won a 4-on-1.
Yeah,
I mean,
brother, it's on the list.
Okay.
Here, look.
He shot all 5.
See this?
And won a
See the
4-on-1.
triple stars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Dropping 1 on the break, 5 alive.
Sorry, Rich, I was looking down at Matt's thing. Did he do the up and over, or did he go straight at it?
Straight at it.
Straight at it, okay.
Well, he was going up and over, but he was only in the straight at it. Oh, Malloy gets caught going as well, so 5-on-3 advantage for the Hurricanes. Exactly what
Hurricanes like that, right? They use the cross cannon or this cross tower and just shooting into the gap, hoping someone jumps through it, and Malloy took the bait.
And that's what you're going to see on Sunday. You're going to see the 2 cans hot, the 2 towers hot. Everyone's going to be crossed up.
The two guys in the booth hot. I mean,
so hot.
Oh, thank you. Never get that these days.
Dude, this just keeps happening. How are we letting him tail out?
Terrible containment. We see point and point again. Red Legion able to get out to the corner, even though they're down 2 bodies here. Hurricanes trying to release to the center of the field. Still haven't got out on either tape. Red Legion now getting to the Dorito 1. So Dorito 1 snake corner, logistics tower for the Red Legion. Hurricanes in the 2 cans, snake and Dorito, the Dorito tower, and then 2 wings in the center, the snake side tower, and the center wing.
And now we're taking a look here at Red Legion over on that D side in D1, totally focusing his gun towards those 2 Hurricane bodies in the middle of the field. Yeah, Karza not even checking off on this D side. He's just ripping his gun. But he's just going to go right across that gap and into D2. You can see it, the way that D side, they're just tuning in. The bunkers tear out. So ideally you want to be in D3.
Well, in down body situation, Matt, that D2 is like the best bunker on this field. You can't really shoot the guy, and he can shoot everything on this side.
I was going to say, it's also real good super early in the match. If you get there before they get out to the snakes,
no one's going through the middle, that's for sure.
Yeah, the corner is shut down. That one bunker can shut down 2 out of 3.
So let's talk about this, boys. Hurricanes, one of the best lockdown teams this year. Once again, 5-on-3. Let's Russians come from the pocket to the Dorito snake corner and the 200, or Dorito 2, whatever you're calling it, and puts themselves back in the game.
Like I think you talked about earlier, I don't think they quite understand how to play this field yet. They don't understand the containment on the field.
And
they don't understand the sequencing.
And here comes Sergey. Sergey dips into the snake, and he's going to crawl right to snake 2.
Yeah, and no one's looking at him, right? He can go right there and get 3 kills.
Smallest snake player on the field.
Karslev does get eaten up there.
He's going to rope this guy.
Yeah, so Karslev just traded actually with Bell on the D side.
4-on-2 advantage here for the Hurricanes.
Sergey looks inside. He's going to just
Sergey looks inside. He's going to get some kills.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. He missed the cross shot on the Dorito.
But he shot the can.
Yeah, Sergey's got 2 guys on the Dorito side that he's got to contend with. 2-on-2 now.
If he head checks inside.
They both know where he's at.
He does have Curl behind him, too. So they're going to tactically retreat here to try to put an angle on Sergey.
Oh, he doesn't see the reposition. Guy goes to the can and gets him. Great move. 2-on-1. The other player for the Russian Legion should have got engaged in that game when it was a 2-on-2.
Well, Hurricanes on the board right now to tie it up, so...
Yeah, if Kirill goes this way, that game's insta-over.
Yeah. I was waiting for that for about the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, great move by Sergey.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Sergey. Wow.
And maybe Sergey gets more kills if Kirill goes that way and draws some guns that way.
He has to bring, the guys have to rotate. They're living on the outside of those bunkers,
100%.
right? Now, awesome move by Sergey there, but you know what? Way to Hurricanes to retreat, get that kill. They almost tried to give that one away.
Yeah.
5-on-3, but they pulled it back.
In the pits right now with Legion. Always calm. We cut to pits often, and every time we cut to the Legion pit, regardless of the score, they're very stoic.
When you drink that much vodka, you don't have a lot of energy.
Let's get a look here at Brandon Cornell. Oh, so Justin Cornell yesterday was one of the big players over on the D side, but this is Brandon Cornell, who's coming over here to save the point for Edmonton Impact. Made the big fill all the way across, gets that kill, stops at the 50, just well executed, and then Dalton was still alive behind him. But yeah, Brandon Cornell's been, look, that's a team full of stars, and he plays the lion's share of the points.
Right. He's earned it. NRG might be losing their god player off the break. Impact making it to snake corner, and then both teams quickly moving up the middle.
5 alive for both teams, Thomas. Impact has snake corner, slight advantage there.
Well, Impact could do something right now. NRG has 4 guns shooting snake.
Yeah, only one shooting back center. That's the back center shooting D side. Now the D side can't switches that way.
Still 5-on-5 break. Relatively rare 5-on-5 break. We have seen.
Right.
It's getting a little bit more often, but it was pretty brutal off the break yesterday.
Well, and the less that teams go outside, the more that the guns get drawn up the middle, right? So if you're not going to go snake on the side and Doritos, there's no reason to have those extra guns going outside. So you start putting those guns up the middle, and man, that's when you can shoot 2 or 3 guys on the break.
Yeah, I mean, like yesterday, Rich Shelfer was making fun of me on the webcast. I heard it from getting shot out of the back center.
Yeah.
First 3 points, I'm just murdering their snakes right off the break. They never once shot back, and then all of a sudden they went short and shot double guns back.
So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Wait, Rich was giving it to you? That never happens.
No, not
like over the past 25 years.
23-ish years.
Hey, it's about consistency, guys.
Impact making a move up in the middle, following their guy up, and NRG getting out wide. Over slides, but it's still alive here.
No, he got eaten up on his engagement.
Yeah, he got there live, but then got caught with the first look.
If he had just hit, he would have been fine since he got through.
And it's a great move, because then that would allow his god just to go into the snake unseen. It would just, yeah.
It's like Zupa crawls from that snake 1 to snake 3, goes forward to the snake 50.
And doesn't have to worry about Geiger down the sideline, so he can just live on that side of the bunker. He's going to post up inside, though, get a head check, see if he gets any free kills in.
And he's just going to need to get outside for that snake insert to snake 1. But Impact's got Fuzzy in the lay-down brick inside the snake, shooting that bounce shot off the beam right back into him. Makes it hard to do that. Impact still with 2 players in the back, 1 back center, 1 Dorito can.
NRG with a nice fill out to the Dorito corner.
Crucial. It's one of those things where you want to get out there early, though, right? If you get out there too late, it doesn't really do you any good to get out there, because they've already made the positions in the center. They've already made the positions outside the snake side.
All it does is kind of stop the bleeding. Hopefully, then you're in a spot where someone makes a mistake.
It gets you a spot where you can stay alive for longer.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that can's rough, dude.
Yeah, both of those cans are rough.
Oh, and he gets caught going across.
He does get caught going out. And he tries to hide it.
He tries to say his pack.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a pack also.
Pack and shoulder. Yeah.
He
hit the whole shoulder.
He did good.
4-on-4 now, all tied up out here.
Impact up in the 200 though, or the Dorito 2.
Man, that logistics tower for NRG's getting a lot of pressure. NRG gets to do D2.
Wow, nice move by the NRG Dorito player.
Oh, unfortunately, they lose Bowen as their snake insert guy. So
Yeah,
3 on 4.
that's a tough death. That's going to allow Jackson to release and get up here with Zupa at the 50-yard line in the middle, and then sharking down the field right now. Impact is just peeling off these Energy Elite bodies, trying to close this point out and take a 2-point lead as we're under 10 minutes to play, 9:36 on the clock. Good communication cross field right now for Impact.
3-on-1 advantage for Impact. Impact winning this point pretty easily.
Yeah, so far Energy Elite does not have an answer here for Impact. Points have been relatively close, a little long. That's why we've only played 2 points in about 6 minutes.
But we think it's really going to speed up come Sunday. I mean, we think Sunday people are just going to be kind of recklessly abandoning, flying down the field for second points into the match.
I will say our match was, fairly slow. And then the next match, I think there was like 18 points played in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, your game against what, Verst?
No, today.
Today?
After our match got done, it was like 15 minutes before we went and shook hands.
Yeah.
Ironman and the ML Kings. I had time to go back to the booth, get changed, de-gear, drink some coffee, and we were still waiting for the match to end. I got out there, shake hands. Nick's like, "Did you play?" I'm like, "Yeah, our match ended 25 minutes ago, bro."
Before earlier.
Like, all these guys are still sweating. I'm trying to get this off. Don't you know it's hot out here?
Yeah,
Like,
it's going to get humid today.
I'm supposed to go sit up there with Matt and them. Like,
and this is a heat box.
There's going to be no time for this. Like, he's like looking at me all funny. I'm like, "No, you seriously been playing for 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Just dragging your feet out there, kid.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when we have, we have a pretty solid crew that have been working this gig for a while, but every now and then we'll filter in a new cameraman. He's like, "Oh, the points are going fast today. That means like we're gonna have like be on schedule." I'm like, "No, dude. Fast points means slow day. It's when the points go long. That's when we stay on schedule."
Absolutely. All right, Hurricanes 5 guns up off the break. Russians 4 guns up and taking the 300, Matt.
That's a huge bite. Huge bite. But again, we talked about this as Sergey dies, but. That's the ebb and the flow, the pendulum swing, and the strategy and the tactics, right, Thomas? Because, you come back in the pits and your coach is trying to figure this out. It's like, okay, well, where can I send a guy if I'm going to make a risk that actually could produce a reward based on where the guns are?
It was a great risk, Matt. The 300 instantly shoots the snake can. Now Hurricanes are stuck in the pocket. He's up in the 400. This should be a fast point.
Yeah, Karslev loves to do this. I mean, he's so good. When he's on, he's one of the best in the business on that D side.
And the mistake that Red Legion is making here is not following up their attacker on the D side, right? If you've got someone in the 50 Dorito side, you should use that to get out into that Dorito 2 key position, so that if you lose that guy, you don't lose all that real estate. I don't know how to translate that into Russian, but if one of you can do that, I appreciate it.
Well, honestly, I think what's happening here is they lost Sergey. Sergey's supposed to look at Snake, so Malloy's taken over his job. So now they don't have that forward punch guy, right? And the back center is like, "Hey, I want to protect my Dorito guy." So it's just one of those things,
Poor containment again from the Hurricanes, Thomas, letting the back center guy filter the can, now to the Snake 1, as Hurricanes drop 2 more bodies from that penetration on the D side from the Red Legion.
Yeah, Karslev's going off over there right now. Another body coming off for the Hurricanes as they try out to fill out to D1, which puts, I believe, Camp in a really tough spot as the only player left alive in the Landry Logistics tower.
The Hurricanes are kind of winning the breakouts, Matty, but it doesn't seem like they know what to do after the breakout, right? They seem like they have a good understanding of what to do, but they're not repositioning, so they're unable to catch the Red Legion from attacking on either tape. No containment.
Yeah, it's in this one, that 300 or the Burrito 3 instantly shoots their can, and I mean, I guess I like the fact that he didn't just jump out here and get shot again, but that double home, you're going to lose the game.
You're on a ticking clock, right?
Absolutely.
You're sitting on a time bomb.
Yesterday we were saying maybe 30% of the time guys were getting dinked out of there, doubling it up, but it's starting to get worse.
Yeah. That
doubling
bunker's
up the
getting
home.
smaller
I think it was
and
our
smaller.
first point over here. Like, I literally had to just lay against it flat. They're like, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, they're wrapping that.
Yeah.
They're shooting inside from this thing.
Do you want me to die or not? You want me to stay alive? What do you want me to do?
I'm like, there is nothing I can do. And Brett's a pretty big guy.
Corey said the same thing.
Brett's not small.
Yeah,
guys.
Corey from New York said the same thing. He was hanging way out on the. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying to die? He's like, this guy's shooting the bounce shot. This guy's shooting the containment. I'm just trying to live.
All right, look at this. Impact 5 guns up and going right to the center 50.
I like that. I like that little aggressiveness out of them early.
NRG trying to match him. Looking to go get the trade.
Both teams with 5 alive here. NRG with both snake cans, back center, Dorito 1, and the center wing. Impact with the back 3, both cans, back center, logistics tower, and then that center 50 wing that's on the D side. He's looking to cut down anyone going snake way, which makes sense because NRG had a lot of point production out of their snake package yesterday. Geiger and Bone were over here handling biz.
We talked at the start of today that yesterday, as far as who looked the best yesterday, man, I mean, it's hard to find a better combo on the snake side than Bowen and Geiger.
Impact now fills into that snake brick that looks D side. There's a huge gap there between the Dorito 1 and the Dorito 2.
And now he's just in a perfect position. No one's ever going to get his 50
Yeah, he's
Dorito
protecting
wedge
his
over
50
here.
Dorito. Yeah. Great repositioning. Now they're in the snake insert. No pressure on Impact at all here. Up by a couple points, 5 alive, got to their primary bunkers.
Impact dips out of that back center.
You know,
JC a little more
game
support.
plans, having those two in the middle, Matt, allows everybody else to start playing paintball.
Yeah.
They're protecting the whole field and each other at the same time.
Well, and I love to see that because they could have just gone to what we're calling the arrowhead. You know, because if you look at it from the eye in the sky, you take all those safe spots, take a little bit of ground in the center, but they really progressed up the middle of the field. That means that Impact's starting to feel the ebb and the flow of where those guns are being shifted as they have 5 bodies alive in really good spots right now.
Impact loses Geiger in the snake insert. Sorry, Stuart fills out. Sorry, Thomas.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say that they got that kill and immediately played off of it, jumped into the snake, right?
Yeah, and then Cornell's now at the 50-yard line here on your screen. You can see Brandon Cornell's been at that 50 since the beginning of this game. And they're trying to shoot the bounce shot on Cornell, but since there's no one down the snake line on this sideline, he can wrap around and stay alive right here.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that they put Bowen, their best offensive guy, snake side, in the center of the field, kind of playing defensively there, because then they don't have any offense on this side of the field.
There's not one of those shots that they're trying on that bounce shot that came through that angle, though. It's just a bunch of shell and spray. Oh, so Devin Stewart yelling over here to try to get a call.
He runs out, catches his guy, but also gets shot at the same time.
Yeah, so trade as Devin shoots.
4-on-1 advantage here for Impact.
4-on-2.
Sorry, 4-on-2.
Yeah, Dorito 1, Dorito 2 for NRG.
Yeah.
Got down to 6.5 minutes left to go in this one. So
Buffton moving from the Dorito 1 into the Dorito can. He's going to look to try to fill snake side.
Yeah, so
over here.
Impact has a big advantage in this one, and with the 2 points, the real estate, and the body count, it's going to become do or die time here as Energy Elite probably going to be going down 3. Just if I'm Impact, slow play this one. You know, try to win this one. I mean, they had a big score in their game yesterday against the Ironmen, blowing them out. So putting up some points in that one.
They only play 1 yesterday?
Yeah.
I always forget who plays the 2-1, 1-2, 2-1,
Yeah, it's
1-1, 2, whatever it is.
Good comms for both teams. Impact just trying to dig these last 2 Energy players out. Energy just trying to protect their margin, apparently, by not conceding this point, because the chance of them pulling out this 2-on-4 is very slim. Although Buffton makes a good fill. Originally was in D1, has now got himself all the way into the snake side cam, but does get eliminated once he gets there.
Well, this is when we got to start talking margin here, because sure enough, what we just discussed, exactly that's what happened. So Impact now goes up by 3. There's 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. Both these teams only played 1 game yesterday. Both got a win. But Energy Elite's win was by 1 point. And Impact blew the Ironman off the field, essentially. So, you know, Impact now sitting with possibly going 2-2 with a +9 as it stands now. That's looking really good. So, again, with 2 more to play. Now, their next game is going to be against Joy Division. But Energy Elite really needs to start thinking about spread, because they have a win on the board.
Right.
So if they want to progress in this tournament, then they really can't take a blowout loss here, because they'll be sitting at 1-1 with still a drastic negative point margin.
Yeah, and with no wild cards, every single point matters. Like, we were trying to score that last point against Notorious, and we missed it by like 2 seconds. Like, we wanted that point.
Yeah.
I know, obviously we wanted to absorb their shots and then try to get it, but like, dude, you want that point.
No, you guys played it smart. And
Pod
yeah,
guy's still out on the field, just walking around like there's nothing going on.
Tiger 1 pod guy?
Tiger 1 pod guy.
Actually, Hurricanes losing their Dorito Tower player off the break.
But also getting to snake 3, Thomas.
Oh, nice.
So 4-on-3, 4 on.
And he's going to get a free kill right here, Rich, up the middle. Did he miss it?
He did. He was not shooting his gun. He was watching
Oh,
the
my
Yeah.
Lanta. What a waste.
A little bit frustrating there. Oh, and the Red Legion player does come out.
He does come out, okay. I thought he missed it for a second. I was like, no. 4-on-4, Rich?
4-on-4, Thomas. Hurricanes drop their move a second guy into the snake insert. So Hurricanes with 3 guys snake side.
Yeah, Legion matching, trying to match on the snake at least, getting into snake 1. Ripple for Hurricanes at snake 2 and has a back player. Legion going to dip out and get Kuzman, a.k.a. the Tiger King, out to outside D2.
Yeah.
Or snake 2. Yeah,
Are
are they going to have the gunfight down the sideline?
Well, they did for a second, and they both decided it wasn't worth it. I was watching. I was wanting it. I love
Sergey
that
getting shot under the bunker there. He was pushing it so far forward that it exposed his foot and leg.
Was that Ripple with that kill?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So Ripple clocking in here.
Very creative, over the top there, getting the kill on Sergey, now moving forward.
Ripple also staying alive from a stream crossfield and then yelling the codes crossfield to let them know they're in D3.
3-on-4 advantage here for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes with 3 players snake side, 1 player D side.
Tactical retreat for Legion on that D side, back to D2. A little bit more defensible position.
Yeah.
Kuzman ripping a lane towards that 50-yard line on D side. Oh, and he catches him. That's a tough death for the Hurricanes over there.
Oh, and Ridgel gets shot over the top on his hopper.
Traded,
yes.
Yeah, traded with Kuzman, and he shot Nick Ripple, so Stuart Ridgel's still alive.
And slight advantage for Red Legion being outside on the D side mat.
And the snake side. They're wide on both tapes, so it helps them.
And Malloy's still alive. And as long as Malloy's ooh, maybe not for long though. Might have caught a bouncer.
That might have been a lucky bounce there.
Yeah, it's a little more humid today than it was
That was
yesterday.
not. He got shot twice on those moves. Wow. And then the other player takes a walk, so Hurricanes pulling that one out, man.
They needed that one, so now tie game instead of a 2-point spread with probably about 5:35 left by the time he gets in there.
So Hurricanes are 1-1?
No, they're 0-1.
0-1.
Yeah, played one yesterday. Lost by a decent amount, too, so they're looking at a pretty dastardly, I want to say -5, -4, right around there.
They lost to us. No, not Hurricanes. Sorry, that was Notorious. Notorious beat them by a lot.
Yes,
right?
yeah, that was it. Sorry, Notorious, yeah. So Notorious, I think, beat them by 4, right around 4 or 5. So they're in the pits right now. There's Coach Bianca. Let's listen in if we can. Don't have comms in there, but yeah, they look pretty calm here and hanging with Legion. This is already kind of they're in a must-win situation, though. You know, I mean, this is potentially this bracket. We talked about your guys' bracket yesterday. I don't know if you heard on the broadcast, but I think that's the bracket of death. Because when Verse beat Notorious, and then Notorious beat Hurricanes, with Hurricanes being the top seed, and then you guys beating the brakes off of Verse, like, well, what's going on here? This is now we did expect you guys to beat Verse.
Fair enough.
But this could be a really tough bracket. It just depends on how good Notorious and Verse are going to continue to be, and if the Hurricanes can step up.
Right.
5 alive for both teams, guys.
Yeah,
NRG going back to what they're supposed to do, right? Attack the snake.
A little bit better break here for Impact as they wrist out wide, made it to D1, and a little bit of penetration with Matt Fuzzy Jackson getting up to the door. And then here comes a launch on a secondary up to the wedge here for Edmonton Impact. So putting themselves in pretty solid initial positions with this 3-point lead. I like this. You know, they didn't just go with that arrowhead up the middle, super safe, take a little bit of ground, and with a big lead, try to just burn clock off right now. Again, they had a real big win yesterday, so sure, they'd love a couple more points. That would be great. They got 2 more games. Next game's against Joy Division at 11 o'clock Eastern time. What's up?
Who'd they play yesterday?
They played the Ironman.
Okay.
It was 7-2, 8-2.
Hey, can I give a shout out to whoever's doing the shots and the dots?
That's me.
Tiff has been begging for it for like years, and she saw it this week, and she's like, "Yeah, where's my royalties? Because this is awesome."
Yeah, Steve's killing
like,
it.
Tiff, you're not the only one. You're not the only one, baby. No, but this is really good because people at home, if you never watched this before, this is letting you understand paintball. While NRG loses their god player, but the snake can fills out to the corner, stops them bleeding there.
Yeah, it's our boy Steven down there. Yeah, Go Sports trying to elevate stuff. That's what we're doing here.
Love it.
You know?
I love it.
It's our job. Yeah, we got a cable cam, we got a drone shot, we got a
Just so you
telestrator.
know, there's a lot of technical stuff going on that you just don't know about.
Shout out to
You
Darren
think
Sesenia.
We're just up here doing it. Yeah, no, there's all kinds of things. We got guys underneath us right now doing crazy stuff, buddy.
Well, I approve of the craziness.
Me too.
So, yeah, Impact 4:05 to go, and it's going absolutely perfect for Edmonton Impact so far. I like the strategy that they brought to bear. They're executing nicely. They've been containing the aggression of NRG Elite. Yesterday, NRG Elite was kind of running over, doing most of what they wanted to do against ML Kings.
Yeah, they definitely aren't capitalizing on what they should have learned yesterday. From what they did well yesterday, they're not able to do well today, and that could just be because they're playing against the Impact instead of the Kings.
And you notice that NRG Elite is not conceding this point, and they're going to let Edmonton Impact hit that buzzer just to burn a little bit of that clock off to keep the spread a little bit better, because it's looking bad.
The odds of making it in 2-2 are like
0.
you need the whole bracket to go 2-2 essentially, and then you got to make sure when you lost by 1. When you won, you brought the smack.
Yeah, and you have to win the key head-to-head matchup, whatever that ends up being.
Yeah, it's typically rough to make it in at 2-2 with any sort of negative or more. You basically need 2-2 with like a +2 normally.
Right.
At a normal event with wild cards. Now,
Wild cards.
I mean, it depends on how the rest of the bracket does, but if you're sitting 2-2 and you have any sort of negative or close to a negative point spread, yeah, man, sorry, your World Cup's going to be done most likely.
But thank you for coming. We enjoyed watching you play.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's such a hard one too when you think about just how tight everything is. We're watching I'm at the pool with the kids watching the Diesel match yesterday, and they end up losing that match. And you're like, man, your World Cup's already over.
Yeah,
that's
it's
rough.
sad.
Day 1, and it's over. Like,
I hadn't even thought about that. I thought about that last year, but you're right. Like going in your second match,
like that's so hard.
some of the best players in the world, and you're like, dude,
if we
done.
lose this, we're going home right now.
Did you see the meme with Mouse yesterday? That was pretty good. If you guys missed it, the meme is Mouse at home wiping his tears away with $1,000 bills, baby.
Let's listen in the piss real quick on our 2 box.
Did you guys guys understand that? Okay, let's do your play. It's a read. Okay? It's not a play. So JC, on the read. Sure, I go. On the read. Guys, it's quick. If they go to
$1,000 bill show.
right to baby ripping this. We just need to have someone on a layer over the top. So if he's on the baby, you go to the can and you watch inside. I got it. If JC's alive, you go up the center. You understand?
Yeah, tense moments here. Let's listen to the other pit real quick because they're in a bad spot. Impact's in a good spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like they're losing, not winning. With Dave's intensity.
Well, I like it, though, because Dave's making sure we don't lose a fast point, is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
So look at this big move for the Russians into the 200.
They like that. They like the outside route over there on the D side, Thomas. They like to go around and push up as far as they went. Last time they went 300, right?
Your coach has to be watching for that, man. The back center can shoot that guy 100% of the
100% of the time.
He knows he's going.
Yeah, so that's the audible you got to call in the box, right?
It's only free when he doesn't shoot it.
So tie ball game right now, 5 minutes to go. Double stack in the back center for Legion.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. They need to get out of there. It's just going to be too much heat.
Who did we have up here yesterday? I asked somebody, why would you stay in the back? Was it Ryan?
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, why would you stay in that back doubled up for a while? He's like, because sometimes there's just nowhere to go. If you can't go, you're not going to go double up the can. If you're doubling, if you already have the can, if the cans are hot, you're doubling at the back center, and you have somebody at the tower, you kind of don't really have a safe place to go right away.
I think Notorious is doing it one of the better ones. You guys do the same thing, where that guy just goes bypass and says, screw it, I'll bypass the tower, and I'll go to this little brick, because the bricks, I mean, you have to crawl into their snake to shoot the brick, right? Or whatever you call them, this little brick.
Yeah, that brick is very livable.
It's a fortress.
And I would double up either one of those cans or that tower. I'd rather have a guy doubled up there than doubled up the back center.
Yeah, it's rough. Russians making a nice move out of the back center into the snake entry bunker, the God bunker.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to fight his way into the snake here. He's coming up over the top, puts the Landry Logistics bunker in and gets outside. Great move there from the Red Legion player. Snake one with Malloy behind him and Sergey inside him. Oh, they do lose their first attacker over there on the D side. Maybe Jason Burns over there. I can't see who that was. Krill, maybe. No.
D side? Karslev.
Karslev, yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten almost, I think he's played every single
point. And that's because Hurricanes, slowly but surely, have left the can, got to the 100, Dorito 1, sorry, got to the Dorito 2. Then they put the pinch on the player at the Dorito 2, and they said, hey, we're going to pull this game back. It was really nice. It was a good movement by the Hurricanes.
And now they're in D3, Thomas, looking to go to that 50.
Oh, both teams making moves on both sides, Rich.
Yeah, Kuzmin getting into Snake 2.
Really hit that bunker, though. Kind of showing everybody where his position is by pushing on that bunker. He's looking across the field, trying to get a kill over there, but what he really needs to do is focus on getting down his side of the field.
He's trying to shoot that little gap, hoping that the Hurricanes player will come into their side.
Sergey goes in there and tries to plug the hole, but plugs it by getting shot. He's been going forward there into that 50 snake. That's where he needs to be.
Yes.
He wants to try to wrap and put pressure on the snake side can, the back center, and the Landry Logistics tower.
Down to 3 minutes now here.
See if he can capitalize. Very close game here, guys. 2-2.
Yeah, Kuzmin's in a good spot, but he's lost players behind him. Hurricanes still at full strength.
Yeah. 5-on-4. Hurricanes are up. Tied game 2-2. This is what you want to watch. Oh, wait. Russians lose another one.
Yeah, it's 5-on-3. Yeah.
Wow. I forgot Sergey died here.
Yeah, Malloy needs to get out of this can now and start to clock in so that he can help out.
Hurricanes committing in the middle to try to get the drop in on Kuzmin.
And you do not have to rush this.
No.
You actually want to score this in another minute and a half.
Yeah,
because you have not been playing the best paintball. Just win by one.
Yeah.
Malloy gets caught
you know
again.
what, though? If they win by one, they're probably out of Sunday.
That's what I was just, you took the words right out of my mouth. And I'm thinking, Hurricanes, yeah, they're playing Legions, and that's the other top team, or one of the other top teams in this. Well, that's the thing. It's Hurricanes' infamous Legion. That's a really tough bracket. So yes, Hurricanes now go up by one. They got 2:23 left to go, but they need more points, to be honest, to be safe, because they took a decent beating against Notorious yesterday.
You said they lost by 4, right? I mean, that's huge.
I think it's 4. I could go back and check, but it was not good.
Anything past 2 right now in our bracket is bad.
It's tough.
Yeah. We lost by 1 and we weren't happy about it.
Yeah, they lost by 4. 7-3 was the score.
Energy's got to be frustrated here coming out. Down by 4 points. Playing so well yesterday, but really struggling out here today. Geiger, Bowen, Stewart, and the Botten boys looks like it's the lineup.
Well, here, let's listen into the pits real quick.
223. You know, hey, they're going to jump that, right?
Yeah, so Impact, a lot to a little here on the score. 4-0, 3:35 to go, and Impact going to double stack up, and they do get that kill outside wide as NRG trying to run wide. D1 not making it. They do take some ground in the middle here, Thomas.
Yeah, Impact went with that big 5 guns up. I mean, big, like all on that back line.
Fully committing to the
Fully
shots.
committing to a kill, getting one. You heard Dave in the pits like, listen, watch all these lanes, they're coming. Although they didn't stop the guy he talked about them shooting, but they did shoot one of the Drudo guys, which puts him in a great position.
Yeah, Nick Laval releasing up the center there to play defensively for Impact. He's going to play that center wing, looking snake side, trying to cut down any players filling snake side for NRG. Impact with 3 across the back, Landry Logistics Tower, and that center wing all crossed up.
NRG has to hope that Laval doesn't know he's there and tries to make a move. Well, that would be the one saving grace here.
Yeah, and if you look at the game plan for NRG here, it looks like kind of a defensive game plan, right? The guy in the center is not really in an offensive position. He didn't go to their side of the field. He waited at the 50. He's waiting to get kills as they attack Snake, but Impact may never attack the Snake here. Then they've got a guy in the can and the guy in the Stewart still in the back center, both kind of defensive positions. I understand the can. I don't really understand the back center. And then NRG also has D1, which is, again, a great position, but it's more of a defensive position than an offensive position.
Yeah, you know, it's hard. NRG doesn't want to lose any more points, man. Like you said, point spread. So you're like, what do you do? Do I just keep running at him?
And they risked it, right? Lost that body, and now you're in a situation where we can't go down 5 here, guys. We're losing this game. We made our attempt. There's 2 minutes left. They won their game yesterday. They'll be sitting at 1-1 with a -3 if it ends this way. It's most likely not going to, but
they're really just hoping Impact decides they want to score a point, and then a couple guys
run into guns, make mistakes.
Impact's like, oh hey, we want to pad our margins, so we'll push it. Although they don't need to. Stewart releasing from the back center to the Landry Logistics bunker for NRG. And he maybe gets that kill there on Zach.
Yeah, Zach gets his eye dotted coming off here.
Shoots his mirror.
4 on 4 now. NRG able to even up the game. NRG still in the pocket with Snake Hand, Logistics Tower, center 50. They have 1 player out D side to D1. Impact with all 4 players in the inside. D1 goes to D2 for NRG. NRG player proactively looking how to play the center. I think that's either Geiger or Bowen up there in the middle. It's Geiger, you can tell by the acceleration. He runs through, gets 1, gets shot, not a bad move. 3 on 3 now.
JC reads off of that and moves up into the insert bunker here, Snake side. Here comes NRG Elite. Kind of either I think he got bounced on the top of his head because I don't see anything.
Stewart took a hard bounce there on the top of his head. Not sure what paint Impact is shooting, but you might want to put that one on the ice.
I did notice starting about 8:30 that it was more humid today than it was yesterday.
So much more humid, and the breeze was definitely better yesterday. I don't know if I can continue to work in these situations.
You can't go anywhere, sorry.
Someone fan, my boy.
Oh, great fill there from the Snake Tower into the Snake Cannon into Snake 1.
He got his kill.
Oh, he stayed up too long. Did he not just get shot there? He did not get shot. Great
but he shot the 100 or the 3-1.
Killed that cross shot on the 1. Now he's got 2 in front of him.
Yeah, this is a decent little close here with 27 seconds left so far for NRG Elite. Can they complete it to claw back on this margin a bit? They're now on to Impact side of the field, both on the Snake. They got Bowen going in the Snake, and then also on that D side, Buffton is launched. He gets torched by Brandon Cornell. But Devin Stewart hits the afterburners to get in to hit that buzzer with 9 seconds left to go to make it 4-1.
Hey, no one likes to lose without scoring at least 1 point, right? A loss is a loss, but a goose egg is worse.
Like that 1 point might be the difference. They can roll their next 2 matches.
And if not for the margin, at least for the ego, right?
I'll take it.
So yeah, now NRG Elite with 9 seconds left, probably going to end with this score. It'll be 4-1, and that'll make them 1-1 with a -3. So they're going to have to step up in their next match and try to put up some points.
Russians only played 1 yesterday. Oh, sorry. Russians only played 1 yesterday, right? Or did they play 2? They beat us by 1 yesterday.
Legion.
I think they played 2 yesterday. Did they play 1?
I think they only played 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hurricanes.
If Hurricanes can win this, Russians would be 1-1 with a 0.
Yeah. Hurricanes with a big bite out that Snake corner. I like that change up.
Russians losing there, though, right?
So Hurricanes shooting better lanes than the Hurricanes.
Well, it's good for the Hurricanes. They get Ripple out, and they shoot the wide. Oh, and they shoot Kirill up the middle, and they shoot Malloy. Wow, that is a huge break.
5 on 2 for Hurricanes. Big advantage here.
Well, like we said, point spread means a lot. So do the Hurricanes push the envelope here, or do they try to run it down and just score 1 more?
Yeah, I think they try to push it.
Well, they push it. They trade out in the middle. I think with the loss they took against Notorious, I think they have to. I think they don't really have
by 4, yeah.
4 on 1 advantage here for the Hurricanes. Thinking they might not know the count. Well, they do. They think it's Tiger 3, but it's actually Tiger 4.
So Legion's going to spot him a point, concede it with 1:43 left. Yeah, so again, Legion with that 1 win yesterday. Yeah, Mark, it's always a fascinating part of the story to me is as you start counting those points and the margins as you move through your 4 games in the prelims, and it's a 3-day prelims out here.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit, Thomas, about, mentally, we have 2 days for the prelims. You get 2 games per day, either, typically morning or afternoon set, but mentally, how difficult is it to stay that focused and composed and that up for that long, for 3 days, knowing you're only going to get 1 game on one of those days?
Honestly, it's pretty tough. Like, fortunately for us, the last few years, we've had morning brackets, which you just wake up and you get your job done.
Morning's
and
way
it's
better.
nice, right? Because you can
not
just
that
come in
hot
and do
yet.
your job. Yeah, but when it's like afternoon and you're like, okay, well, so we don't play for 24 hours, and then it's 1 game tomorrow, but we want to get here and watch games, and you're like, it's just taxing, right? I mean, it's really taxing because you're like, well, you don't want to let off the gas because you don't want to miss something, but you're also like,
Miss
there's a
something
fine
meaning that
line.
you missed a scouting opportunity.
yeah,
to
like,
pick
oh
up a
man, we
key.
haven't done that, or what if they do this, or look at teams are evolving into this, and you always have your set things, but you don't mind stealing a little of this every now and then, or borrowing a little bit of
Man,
that.
I'll take
you know?
anything that works.
Right. Well,
I don't,
so
and I'll give you the credit for sure. But if it works, don't think I'm not taking it.
right. So it's it's a long week, and this one particularly for us has been ridiculously long. I got in here last Wednesday, dude.
Oof, yeah.
We practiced Friday and Saturday and
Oh, I
Sunday
thought you guys
and
lived here now.
Monday.
You're not living here?
I want to. So if anybody has a house that Taylor's can move into, because we can't afford our apartment in Oregon, I'd appreciate
Price is
it.
going up, huh?
Oh, it's only been up 24% in 1 year. It's not bad.
No
Bad
big deal.
right? That's just that's standard issue, right?
Standard issue.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to America.
Yeah. You got a garage, right?
Yeah, you
Cool.
can always come
Six
back.
of us are coming.
Hey, you can always come home, buddy. You can always come home. I'll buy the house next door if I have to.
Gotta do something. But no, it's a very long week, right? And then on top of that, we also set up our booth one day. So I mean, it has been our dudes. We're mentally, physically exhausted, but we can still clock in.
I know it's a poke, but you drive to me, I'll drive you down. We're all having a party at Maddie's house.
Oh, here we go.
During the
Let's
off-season.
go.
He hasn't told Morgan about this yet.
December or January. She listens to the show. She knows.
She does not listen to
But yeah,
it's like
January,
a typical podcast.
December or
you download,
January.
don't listen.
We're going down. We're having fun. We're going to watch all the old movies.
Okay.
Tell stories about how cool we used to be.
Quote, Pulp Fiction quote.
Yeah, Catfish and I were just talking about how fun it is all of us when we all get to hang
Wait,
out.
is that your cheeseburger?
No, that's my cheeseburger. Get away from that cheeseburger. That's a tasty cheeseburger.
So we are in the pits as we're going down memory lane a little bit. Yeah, in the pits with the Hurricanes, very focused right now. Much a better look for them. This was a good turnaround because they did have an abysmal game yesterday against Notorious. So it's good to see for the Hurricanes fans out there
Let me
how
ask
much
you
better they
this
looked
real quick, Matt.
against a team like Red Legion.
That last breakout, do you feel like Hurricanes did something better, or Russians played into the Hurricanes' style of play?
I think that the Hurricanes, they got their body out wide, and the Legion didn't, and then Legion just started kind of launching, and Hurricanes finally played some Hurricane paintball. Control zones. They're so good at that, right? I mean, that's one of the things they excel at.
So Russians right back to the same exact play with almost the same exact outcome, except for they get the kill this time.
4-on-4 right now.
And
So-
they do get in the snake.
That right there happens a lot. The snake corner can run out and kill the tower. It's usually a trade, though.
Yeah.
So if
and
you
I'm
play
okay
off
with
of
that
it, it's
trade
good.
if another guy fills the snake afterwards, and Malloy does that.
Yeah, that's a great trade.
Yeah, Malloy's in a position where he can get 4 kills because they don't know he's in the snake. He's got both the cans with the back to him. He's only got back center looking at him. He can come up, get the cross shot first on the drill side can. He does eliminate him. Then he'll get the outside shot on the snake side can, and then the back center shot.
And I actually think, Rich, that the Russians ran 300 off the break, and I think that they pinched that guy out over there.
Nice.
Karzlov taking the walk, though, for Legion over on the D side. But
Yeah, gotta
as
be
we
that
hit the minute mark here, Malloy is alive on to the Hurricane side. They still have 3 bodies left that Legion needs to shoot. Here comes Sergey as well, too, probing in that middle.
3 on 3 here, Maddie.
Kirill thinking about it as well.
Malloy now on the Hurricane side of the field.
Here comes Kirill, who's about to come into your screen. Yeah,
Malloy getting the kill out of the can.
Yeah, Red Legion does not have, just like I said, right can, left can, back center. Now look at the D. And it's going to have 30 seconds left to score 1 point to tie it up. And we know the Red Legion, I mean, Maddie doesn't agree with me, but
Oh,
Red Legion
Jesus.
can score fast points.
I don't know if you remember in Texas about 5 years ago. But
Oh, we're
Impact
going to go back 5 years? Is that what we're
you
doing
brought
now?
it up, yeah. So Impact was playing Legion, and they go up 5 points. So on the precipice of Mercy Rule win, and Rich is like, that's it, this game's over, there's no chance.
I left the booth. I took the headset off. I walked away. The match was over.
And then Legion, slowly, not slowly but surely, they just start running in guns. It's all working out. They tie the score up, and then Malloy scores an 8-second point
Yes,
to win the game.
straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Just to screw me, basically. It wasn't about winning the game at that point. It's just trying to screw Rich.
Well, sometimes you got to prove a point.
Yeah. It was amazing.
The reason of bringing that story up, not to just twist the dagger in on Rich.
Mostly that.
But it's to prove that Legion does have that in the bag.
They got gas.
They have gas. They can score. They time and time again, year after year, Legion occasionally will pop off one of these crazy comebacks.
Back when we were still playing, the scariest thing you could do is get Red Legion a red penalty, so they're only coming out with 3. And you're like, all right, guys, easy point. Oh, look, they took both corners and shot 2 of us on the break.
Yeah, that was annoying.
So you can tell they're ready for it. Malloy never left the field.
Yeah.
Just he ran down there, shot 3 dudes, and he's just waiting for them to come back.
Because he knows, he's like, I still got 2 pods. I'm not
bring me pod.
Or bring me a pod. I'm probably not going to need it.
He literally has not left the field. He's
Bring
like,
me pod.
Bring it. I don't think Sergey left either.
Bring me pod. Yeah, 30 seconds. I love it when you see those 30-second clip and you see the kind of newer rookie guys coming out with 8, 10, 12 pods. Like, how many pods do you think you're going to shoot?
Yeah, what are you doing, kid?
You know those are heavy, right? And you can get shot at them?
So after the conclusion of this set, we're going to have our top 4 teams take the field. Damage is going to play Heat, and Dynasty going to match up against the Tauntauns.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
So for the people watching that, why are they playing these matches?
Well, they're playing these matches for seeding and to keep them fresh, because it would be a little unfortunate to finish top 4 and get a bye in the top 8, but then just not play until then while everyone warms up. Because whoever comes through the gauntlet of the 20 teams to get into that, the Ochos, they're going to be fierce.
Right.
So it's for seeding, and it's also to make sure that they stay crisp.
30-second point, it's on.
And for us to enjoy watching top teams play. So
Russians big run around to the Snake 3 to the 500.
Yeah, can they
through
do it?
The middle.
Here comes Sergey
Penalties
Sunny. Ooh, penalty
Flag
assessed. Well, maybe another one here as the penalty flags are flying here for the Hurricanes. And
everybody's dead.
But still, no, Nick Ripple is still alive.
Oh, he is.
Another body left alive. Anyone alive on
Referees have
Legion?
hand up.
I think that is going to do it.
Yeah, I think Legion's going to draw a penalty.
So it was a bend, don't break moment. We saw multiple flags go up.
Flag on both sides of the field, Maddie. Yeah, so I think Red Legion's last guy probably got pulled on that.
So as we were watching the chaos ensue in the middle of the field here, as Legion was pushing up the middle, must have been a penalty on the opposite side for Legion, because that is going to close the door, and the final score will be, well, no, actually they stopped the time at 21 seconds left. So it looks like we might have...
Major then? Not a minor on one of the 2 teams?
Well, then it would be a swing point, and it would be an extra point for the Hurricanes. It would be 5-3, and that would probably mean that's it, because scoring 2 points in 21 seconds is near impossible.
Unless it's on the Hurricanes, because there was flags on both sides.
Unless it was on the... But I saw yellows. I didn't see that flag. I definitely saw only yellows on the Hurricanes
I saw
side.
yellows also.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes, as we well know, the ref will go to pull... In the chaos, they'll go to pull a red, but accidentally pull the yellow, which they'll then switch. But
And 3 yellows equal red, so...
That's not true. But... So we'll see here as there's Sergey taking some deep breaths. So, I mean, there's still 21 seconds on the clock, and the refs are still out on the field. So I think we still got some more paintball to play, but the score has not been adjusted yet.
Pod, bring me pod. Alex, the best.
Yeah, Pasha's got a great beard going on right
Pasha
now.
does that. He's so nice, too. Every time I see him, nice hug, handshake.
Yeah, Karslev's,
So
he's a gem.
Russian.
I really like Karslev.
Yeah.
I mean, all the core Russian guys have been nothing but respectful and great over the years. So, yeah, Kirill's a legend. Malloy's a legend. Karslev's become an elite beast on that D side. They missed him for a while. He couldn't get him over. It's been hard to get their starting 5.
And it showed.
And they still don't have Smotrov. So, but getting Karslev back was big. Getting Kirill back was big.
And Karslev's down here trying to argue that we want to play the point. And Jason's like, no, we're not playing the point. There's not enough time. And Karslev's like, I can go down and score 4 or 5 points in that amount of time, just so you're aware.
Well, I think he's arguing that I think the penalty was on him.
Yeah.
So he ran deep around that corner and shot a bunch of dudes.
If I'm the Red Legion, I'm sending Sergey in for all my arguments, right? I'm not going to go down. Sergey, go argue my point for me.
Yeah, he's a pretty big, intimidating dude.
Yeah. A little bit of a bully, but big for sure.
Hey, so if you're Hurricanes and you get that
Referees
point.
are walking off.
Oh.
If the referees are walking off, you know what that means, boys.
That means this game's over.
She's done.
So it looks like that is going to do it here. And congratulations to the Hurricanes, as they are going to take the victory against Legion, which is making that bracket interesting because the Hurricanes are now 1-1, but they're still sitting on a negative point spread. They play Verst next. And so that is going to do it. There's Mike Bianca, probably happy with the win, but hoping that the spread was a little bit more in his favor, but it's still a W nonetheless. So next up, again, the top 4 teams taking the field. Tampa Bay Damage playing Houston Heat. Senegal Dynasty playing the Tauntauns. Thomas, thank you so much. You gonna sit up here for another one, or you got to go?
I can hang out for another one.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. So we'll be right back here on Go Sports 2023 NXL World Cup. See you in just a few.